Hello everyone. Excuse me. Tin Hut. Hi guys, General Splatton here. Got a tutorial on how to do a slime base. The figure is a 54 millimeter Enigma model that is going to be a stand-in for a Nurgle Demon Prince. Just trying to decide exactly where I want to put him, because this is a big base, 40 millimeter base. Normally you would put a figure on the center, but I'm going to kind of make it a diorama base, so it's going to be off to the side and toward the front. Here I'm taking 1/4 inch cork and placing it down and building up the base to make the rock formations. I'm putting in a second layer of cork to make it about a 1/2 inch high, and I built a bridge so there is a little tunnel for the slime to flow through. I've crumpled up some of the cork to make the little outcroppings to the side. Now I'm cleaning up the cork lines between the two layers of cork to make it look more realistic. Deciding once again where to place the figure, and you see it's off to the side. Now this is Reaper HD paint. This is ice blue. I'm putting on the feet, deciding exactly where I want to put it, picking it up, and that shows me where the model is going to be placed. I'm just scattering around super glue. Now I'm going to take some of the ground cork and just sprinkle it over the top for loose rocks that are on this layer. Now I have my rocks in place and glued down. This is just black craft paint. It's not a miniature paint that I'm just covering the base in to give it a lava rock look. This is Andrea color. This is the base color number 1. This is from the Andrea black set, and this is the 3rd color. This is second light. It goes base, first light, then second light. I begin dry brushing the black color with the lighter black color, which is base 1. And it's really not a dry brush, that it is really a wet brush when you're doing terrain in big pieces. You can't really do a full dry brush. This is second light going over the first Andrea color. This is going to be the final highlight that I use for the black rock. Not going for a wasteland type look to the rocks. Just want to highlight the black, not make it look ashen. This is P3 Worm Green. I'm going to be dry brushing the edges of the rock all the way up to the top in some places, but certainly on the first layer. Once this is accomplished, as you see here, finishing up, I will use Livery Green by Vallejo Game Color. This will be toward the bottom of the rock, not all the way up to the top edge of the rock outcroppings. Now I'm coming back in with Worm Green. This will be my base color for the slime. It's going to take 2 coats, and this is the first coat going on. Now I'm coming in with Aosan Green, another P3 color, putting this on the edges up against the rock outcroppings. This is a little darker green, and it's going to help to define the edges, provide shadows, but also just be a nice contrast to the other 2 colors, as you will see. I've got it thinned down, not quite to a wash, but certainly more water than 1:1. You want very thin paint here for this. You want to kind of feather the edges so it kind of blends itself back into the worm green. Now I'm coming back in with a little worm green and a lot of water to feather those edges out a little bit more. You still want some contrast in some spots. It doesn't have to be a perfect blend. That's not what you're trying to accomplish. Here is the livery green that is about to be applied. This will be just streaking. You would do it just like you would do lightning effects on a power weapon or armor. The worm green, the second coat, was not completely dry when I started putting these other 2 colors on, just to facilitate blending and moving the paint around to get the desired effects. This livery green is highly watered down. It's not quite a wash, but it's very, very close, so that it can, once you apply it, it kind of spreads itself out a little on the base. Continuing with the livery green. Now I'm going to coat the model with Future Floor Polish. I was showing that little part about where it's an acrylic protectorant over the whole entire model, especially over the cork, to help seal in those rocks. Give it a nice gloss color. Now I'm coming in with Testors Dull Coat to dull it all back down, and it'll be a very, very dull finish once this is dried. Now I'll take Realistic Water by Woodland Scenics to lay over the slime to bring the slime back up to a glossy finish. What I'm showing here is I've done a base before and I've tinted it very slightly. Woodland Scenic Realistic Water is clear, but I'm using Daler Rowney acrylic ink, artist ink. This is olive green. Instead of just dropping a drop in here, I'm putting it on a toothpick to tint it a little bit as I need to, and not overdo it and have to start over. Then take a cheap brush and just spread it around. Make sure to push it up against the rocks, and since I made the tunnel, to push it into the tunnel, but also make sure that it's pulled out to the edge. This is the model that's going to be going on the base. This is Carnus. It's an Enigma model, 54mm, and it's going to look pretty much like the picture. And here's the finished base, the dull rock, but you got the glossiness of the slime with the realistic water. And you have the little tunnel there that I'm trying to show of the slime flowing underneath the rock for added interest. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please let me know. Look forward to hearing from you. This is General Splatton. You've been briefed. Dismissed.